on highway patrol about 3 years whenever I was given the assignment to go to the police academy and assist with a brand new group of troopers that were being trained. My only job was to spend the night with them. In other words, when all the instructors had gone home, my job was to pick up at 5 p.m. and just stay in the dorm in case any problems arrived at the dorm. One of the things that happened while I was doing that first assignment, the supply, the people that issue uniforms and so forth, they brought a van load of stuff there to the academy, and they needed it brought into the dorm. And just part of the way I'd always done things in my life, I've always tried to lead by example and be one of the worker bees. And so the van got there, and so I was out there unloading that van whenever the captain over training came in, and he looked at me and he said, "You're not doing this the right way." He said, "You have 50 recruits that are under your leadership, and you're out here unloading this van." He said, "You're not doing something right." And that taught me a lesson. And it made me realize that, it's not that I can't participate, but as a leader needs to be there to be able to direct the people and help. And that has even helped me in my pastorate. There are many times when we have work days, and I try to do my share of the work, but I have learned that if you don't have someone going around from project to project and making sure that people have what they need and the resources that need to be there, then the project ends up not going as well. And so I've learned that there's times when you just don't necessarily need to be the one doing all of the work. Someone needs to be there directing and leading and guiding. So some of those lessons that I've learned in life. Well, my name is Richard Coleman, and I'm the pastor at Shepherd Church of the Nazarene in Lexington, South Carolina, and it's great to spend just a few moments with you today. Been looking at Joshua as he has now taken the Israelites across the Jordan River, and now they're moving forward, and they're getting ready to approach a large city that's named Jericho. It's a walled city. God said, "I need for you to take over that city, conquer that city. This is going to be your land." And so Joshua, I'm sure, is on edge. This is a walled city, and to try to approach that city, I'm sure they'd be on the wall, they'd be shooting arrows at them. A lot is going to be on Joshua's mind. God has said, "You're going to take this city. I'm going to help you do it." But he hasn't given Joshua any instructions. And so I imagine Joshua is kind of checking things out and kind of getting close to the city, seeing what he can see. And as he's walking towards this city, this very large soldier appears. And I can only, the Bible really doesn't describe him, but I'm thinking this is like, the warrior of warriors. You look at this guy and you're thinking, man, oh man, I'm hoping he's on my side. And that's exactly what Joshua said when he came up to this person. He walked up to him and he said, "Whose side are you on?" And this ended up actually being an angel. And the angel looked back at him and he said, "I'm not on your side or their side." He said, "I am the commander of the Lord's army." That speaks to me whenever I think about the words from that angel. Sometimes I think we feel like God only has one job. There's only one thing that God needs to do, and that's take care of me. Doesn't have to worry about anybody else, just so he takes care of me. But that's just not the way it is. Actually, in the United States of America, we do not live in the promised land. Oftentimes as Americans, we feel like, we are the only ones that God cares about, and that's just not true. So it's not like we serve, as we serve God, that we're the only ones that he's concerned about. And so there may be things that happen in our lives that we're thinking, why did God let that happen to me? But God may have had a much, not may have, God truly does have a bigger view of things than what we have. And there's sometimes that we might have to suffer here or there in order for God's will to be done somewhere else. And so God is looking at the entire world. He's looking at his creation, and he is not just looking at me and you. And so as we start looking about the way things happen in our life and in our country, why would God allow these things to occur to our country? We have to realize God is looking everywhere. And it might be that we have to go through some things from time to time in order for God's ultimate will to be done. And remember the prayer that Jesus taught his disciples to pray. When they asked him, he said, we're just not sure how we should pray. And he said, well, let me teach you how to do that. And so what he told them was that may God's will be done on earth just like it is in heaven. And see, when Jesus was getting ready to go to the cross, he prayed that very similar prayer as he was looking at all the things that were getting ready to happen to him. I mean, terrible things. And he prayed to his Father. He said, if there's another way, that would be a wonderful thing. But not my will, but yours be done. So my encouragement to you is to look around when things start getting rough and you wonder, why is this happening to me? That everything is not about me. Everything is not about you. We want God's will to be done in our life, just like his will is being done in heaven. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. May you truly to be able to experience God's will in your life this week. Thanks for taking the time and viewing today.